Everyone. We're giving a few minutes to have everybody log in.
Hi, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
I see some familiar names in the attendees.
If you want to go ahead and say hello in the chat and just introduce yourself or let us know where you're coming from, we'd love to say hi. And we'll get started in just a couple minutes after we've given people some time to join. How are things in Miami today, Paulo?
They're good. It's always welcome to have a little bit of a cold front. And this morning I woke up and it's in the 60s, so it's sweater weather. And
Yeah.
it's this is the best winter we can get, and it's very welcomed. I love it.
Nice. Oh, sweater weather. So
hmm
good.
How is everything on your side?
Everything is fine. It's been cold, but it had been sunny but now it's raining today, so the rain is back. So it's all right. It's part of living in Portland.
Mhm. Did you do your holidays decorations already or
Yes, so we got our tree up and did some of the decorations. I think my husband is going to do the lights this weekend, the outside lights. So yeah, we're getting there. This year has been a little bit of a slog
that
trying to
is?
get everything together.
Yeah, we just got the lights as well. This is the first time we're gonna do lights in
Oh
a
yeah, you
house.
have a new house.
Right, right. So I'm very excited about doing it. We did some of it, but we still have to do the icicles. Anyway, it's we're excited.
Hi, Johanna from Maison Mexique, San Miguel de Allende. Nice to see you.
Hi, Johanna.
All right, well, I think we can go ahead and get started. We'll introduce ourselves. My name is Nikki Wiesenfeld. I am a senior business development and community manager here at Tablet and the Michelin Guide. I am based in Portland, Oregon, and I manage markets on the west coast of the US and Canada and Germany. And I have been with the company for since 2008, and so I also see a lot of familiar faces. I've probably worked with some of you at different properties or connected with you. So again, we're just super grateful to have you here today to learn a little bit more about how we can bring you more bookings.
Yeah. And I am Paulo Grillo. I've been in the company for 13 years now. Had many different roles. Now my role is I'm a business development and operations manager. I oversee our partnerships in Florida, all Latin America, and Greece. And we're really happy to see everybody here and give you some tips on how to optimize the partnership.
Yeah. Awesome. And yeah, if you want to, again, if you want to just say hello in the chat, feel free. And if you want to ask questions while we're going, you can put those in the chat as well. We will either try to answer them as we go or handle them at the end. We should have some time for some Q&A. Okay. So thanks again for joining us today. We are continuing our third annual travel week. This is actually the last day of travel week. This one has been bigger than ever. We've had all kinds of different sessions, lots of attendance. We're super excited about it. We really had initially conceived of this event as a way to bring together our larger hotel community and share insights and data and discussions with our hotel partners. This presentation that we're going to share with you today, we normally do for our new hotel partners who join as a way to kind of introduce them to Tablet and the Michelin Guide and just kind of let them know how we can set them up for success. But we wanted to open it up to everyone in light of Travel Week. We know that there are plenty of partners who have been around for a while and may not have ever seen this presentation. So we really wanted to share it as a way to kind of reintroduce you to our business, our users, and most importantly, how you can optimize your listing. We often have hotels ask how they can get more bookings, how can they make sure their hotel stands out, really how they can make the most of their partnership. That's the most common question we get. So we just kind of put this together to make sure all of our hotel partners understand the tools and programs that we offer. So first and foremost, who are we? If you're not already familiar, Tablet was really born on the premise that in this day and age, there are so many options for travel planning that it can be overwhelming. So Tablet came about with the idea of helping customers cut through that noise and truly find the best of the best hotels in the world, helping people find incredible places they may not have otherwise found on their own. Ultimately, we really want users to focus on the fun part of traveling and have a truly incredible booking and stay experience. Tablet has been around for almost 25 years, so we are actually celebrating our 25-year anniversary next year, and we were the original hotel curator. In 2018, we were acquired by Michelin, and the Michelin Guide, of course, has been the gold standard in recommendations for more than 100 years. So now we've joined forces, and our hotel selection, so your hotels can be viewed and booked on both Tablet and the Michelin Guide sites. The selection is unique and identical whether you are on either platform. And because we are a curation, we do have a selection process and a curation model, and we take into account several criteria. So we have a team of anonymous inspectors who handpick every single property that applies or is added to the site. These inspectors are full-time employees and professional reviewers with decades of experience in hospitality. The criteria that they base their selection on are the ones that you see on the slide. So hotels that show excellence in interior design and architecture, hotels that are highly individual, reflecting personality and authenticity, hotels that are consistently providing quality in service, comfort, and maintenance, and hotels that are a destination unto themselves. So something that really contributes to the local experience and a hotel that's engaged with the local community. And then finally, delivers an extraordinary experience for its price. Because we are part of Michelin, we also offer special consideration for hotels who provide high quality food experiences, if they have restaurants with Michelin stars or star potential. And then we also offer special consideration for hotels demonstrating a strong commitment to sustainability and local communities. And then this next slide gives you a little bit of a snapshot of a few numbers for Tablet and Michelin. They're pretty straightforward. And as I mentioned before, Tablet's been around for almost 25 years, and we feature amazing properties all over the world. And as I said before, both Tablet and the Michelin Guide have identical selection and very similar customer profiles. And you can tell by these social media numbers that the Michelin Guide brand has this very high prestige global brand awareness when compared to Tablet. You'll also note this last number for Tablet, 70% of our hotels have 100 rooms or fewer. And I think that really highlights that we don't necessarily work with the biggest hotels, the biggest hotel groups. We tend to gravitate towards boutique hotels, smaller properties, although we also don't rule out bigger properties. We are truly seeking out the best properties all over the world. We we want our guests to have an amazing experience. And so if a hotel will provide that, then we'll have them on our site. I think also it's important to point out that we choose hotels, not destinations. So we're not always looking in specific destinations and just trying to find a a minimum number of hotels. We are truly just trying to pick out what we think are the best. Moving on to the next slide, you'll see that where our selection lives, so the tablet desktop site and the tablet hotels iOS and Android apps, and then the Michelin Guide website and apps. All of your properties have a dedicated hotel page and is bookable on both branded sites. If you haven't done so already, I would highly recommend either checking out your hotel's page on our site or downloading one of our or both of our apps and just kind of seeing how your hotel looks on the site. It's kind of the best way for you to see how our customers are viewing your hotel. And now I'm going to take it back to Paulo, who's going to tell you a little bit more about those customers.
All right. So now we should talk about what makes us different from other OTAs. We talked a bit about who we are, but also we want to speak on what makes us different. So you know already that we are a curation, and you also know that we have the most respected restaurant selection in the world. So how those two factors combine, how do they affect our brands in general? We see that when users search for restaurants, they're able to discover hotels as well, and vice versa. When users search for hotels, they can also find restaurants. We know that restaurants are searched at a high frequency. The restaurant selection generates a lot of traffic, and that's an opportunity to bring these users to the hotel site and get new bookings. And while hotels are searched at a lower frequency, it's still valuable because it generates higher revenue and creates loyal customers. So, for example, in a trip planning scenario, both complement each other very well. And this is something that is proprietary to our brands, to the Michelin Guide and Tablet Hotels. On the next slide, one way that we are integrating restaurants and hotels is through the Michelin Guide app. There, a user can filter to find restaurants that are located in Michelin recommended hotels. And this is just great. It's a way to merge two of their interests and save them a lot of time on their travel and research. We spoke about this in the other sessions, you know, how there's so many options out there and it's so exhausting to plan a trip. And so what we're trying to do is to provide a user experience that is so great and so easy and have clients finding the best hotels and best restaurants. And sometimes both are in exactly the same place. On the next slide, we also talk about all these factors through an editorial voice. The idea here is to guide our readers to help plan a trip, to get inspired, or to simply just know where to start. And again, this is another way to bring users from the restaurant side to the hotel side and vice versa. The relationship between those two interests is always something that brings clients in and clicks. Now, moving on to the next slide, we can look at our clientele. So who is our client? It's very safe to say that we're not your mass consumer OTA, as you all know, and then our clients are not the average hotel guest. So our users, they're affluent and they're well-traveled. They book higher ADRs and they're very engaged. They want more than just a bed to sleep in. They want to be wowed all around. They care about where they stay, and they see a hotel as a place that is much more than just a bed to sleep. Our clients are also very loyal. They book again and again, and because they love all aspects of our brand. Our Plus program renewal rate, for example, is at 80%, which is way higher than the average in the industry. And so a little bit about our demographics. The largest number of users that we have is in the US at 55%, followed by 30% in Europe, lead by UK and France. The top cities account for about a quarter of all traffic that we receive, with much coming from New York, LA, London, San Francisco, and Paris. And our audience tends to be aged between 25 and 44. They're highly educated, a high household income, creative types, curious, and engaged with our brands. The information on this slide comes from a study of our audiences, both tablet and Michelin customers. And what we're seeing here is that our customers take planning their trips very seriously. They're also willing to spend more at hotels. In fact, although we capture a small volume of room nights booked through the larger OTA world, we do it at 2 or 3 times higher ADR. So our users are really spending their money on incredible hotels and booking higher room categories, spending more at the hotels. If the property has a spa or a restaurant, our clients are always willing to experience that as well. So it's safe to say that they love to experience new things, and many of them are also in the food scene. Obviously, they love to eat at Michelin restaurants, and not only at star restaurants, restaurants at any rating, from Bib Gourmands up to 3 stars. And they also practice sustainability, and it's very important for them to incorporate that into their travels and to their daily lives. And a few other things to point out, they consider a hotel to be an important part of their travel experience. And if they like it, they will tell their family and friends. On the next slide, um, how do we keep our clients coming back? So we want to talk a bit about what is important for our clients and what makes them coming back to book with us. And the first pillar here is curation. As we mentioned before, they want incredible and consistent hotels, and for all price points. I think that's important to mention. So our selection is not only made of hotels that have a super high ADR. We offer quality from all price points. And for them, the idea is they want to save time when choosing a hotel, but also they don't want to compromise their taste level. When it comes to service, they rely on our team of travel specialists. They enjoy the fact that they're speaking to a real person, which is really important. And above all, it's a person that will care. So it's someone that is also curious, well-traveled, and just nice to talk to. Our customer service interactions, they vary from helping clients choosing the best hotel and restaurants during their trips. So a lot of trip planning, but also troubleshooting whatever comes their way during our guest stays. So if you need to, by any chance, if the guests need help with anything during their stay, our customer service will be there, and they're also available 24 hours. Our travel specialists are also dedicated to booking group reservations as well. And usually groups are on the smaller side, but you can be on the lookout for that as well. User experience. Um, I think that the best way to highlight this is to tell you to just use our website and app, and you will know. It's all about a user-friendly experience and also a beautiful design. And last but definitely not least, our Plus program. Many of you know the program already. This is our loyalty travel club. Members buy a membership to benefit from several privileges when they choose to stay at a hotel that has Plus status. It's definitely the best return of investment on the partnership. As Plus members, they book more, they have a higher return rate, and they spend more at hotels. So we covered some ground on our audience, and now we want to talk about you. So I'm going to pass back to Nikki to give tips on how to optimize your listing and appeal to our audience.
Thanks, Paulo. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about Plus in a minute as well, as part of how to optimize your listing. So how can we make the best of your partnership? That's kind of the meat of why we're here today. Um, Before we get into that, we just want to talk about kind of what drives our conversion rate. So what makes our users want to book your hotel specifically. So on this side, you can see the three main pillars that we have. So competitive pricing, first and foremost. So even though our clients are willing to spend more money and book higher room categories, no one wants to pay more than they have to when booking a hotel. So being in parity with other channels is really essential no matter what our client's budget may be. We have many avenues. Excuse me, we have offer many avenues to get your hotel in parity and different ways to achieve that. So we have different things like members only rates and seasonal promotions. Um, you can go back actually. Thanks. Staying in parity and offering competitive pricing is very important. Compelling programs. So it's our job to make guests feel special and heard and have their needs addressed. So we want to do that by offering benefits and privileges to them and really make them feel special in their stay. So information like sustainable hotel practices and our Plus VIP program, it's really important in the context of luxury travel. An incredible hotel experience. So our curation process is a big part of the reason our customers book with us, but it's not just that. So they really rely on guest reviews and making sure that content is correct and everything is updated for your hotel's page. Really, we think of it as an incredible experience from booking to the stay and beyond. So we want to work with your hotels seamlessly to make sure that that's what's happening when our users are booking. So we'll move on to the first one. So talking about competitive pricing and exclusive rates. So we have several different ways that you can offer us exclusive rates and to either stay in parity or to get some additional marketing. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I've been talking too much this week. So we have a few different sale options. We have public sales. So we do sale campaigns that run about 1 to 2 times a month. And these are ongoing campaigns. And you would have the option to have a public rate or a gated rate. But obviously, public rates would be available to every visitor on the site. And because it's public and open, that would reach your largest audience and see the most success. Um, these are also the rates that are more likely to be featured in our marketing campaigns and in our newsletters. So keep that in mind if you do want to join a sale campaign and you're looking at the offer, just keep that in mind. Generally, public rates would be set up as a limited time sale or a flash rate, something that wouldn't be available long term. We also have member rates. So these are completely private. They are only viewable when our users are logged into their accounts. This is usually a more popular option if you want to do a deeper discount or if you prefer to have maybe a long-standing, long-term special rate because it's not viewable to the public or on metasearch. We also have the ability to set up special rates just for Plus members. So these are similar to member rates, but only available to Plus members, as it's evident. This is really an opportunity to target our best customers with a great rate and get in front of them a little bit more. Um, and then we also do have mobile only rates as well. So we can set up rates that are only available on mobile devices if you did want to kind of make the rate even more gated or private, I should say. And then talking about exclusive rates, if you do decide to participate in a sale campaign or give us an exclusive offer, we do have ways to give you more visibility for offering that. So when we run our sale campaigns, we generally send out a newsletter promoting these offers. We also have a deals page for our sale offers. So your hotel would be listed on that. We have a slideshow on our homepage that calls out some of our favorite hotels that are on sale. Um, and we also do promote them through social media and other channels. We As I said before, we generally send out a newsletter when we run a sale, and that newsletter goes out to about 500,000 subscribers. So it's a decent amount of visibility for offering an exclusive rate. Hmm. And on the next slide, so I talked before about compelling programs as being one of the three pillars. And really, our Plus program is kind of our number one marketing program. If you've been around with us for a while, which I think some of you have, you've probably heard about Plus. If you attended any of the other sessions this week, you definitely heard about Plus. But we do have hotels that still want to know more. So wanted to throw this in there in case you're not familiar. Plus is our VIP travel program. So it's made up of paying members who have an annual membership, and these members are really our best and most loyal clients. Uh, the hotels that participate offer these members VIP benefits, and in exchange, hotels receive marketing benefits and priority ranking. The perks that are offered to Tablet Plus members can be tailored based on what your property can offer. And really, the idea is to have the VIP members, feel really special by booking your hotel through Tablet and the Michelin Guide. And we talked a little bit about Plus in our travel trends and data insight presentation this week. And we talked about how it differs from other loyalty programs because when you're part of Plus, you're really part of a collective of amazing hotels. You know, it's not just kind of a one size fits all points program from a larger hotel brand. It's really it's really being a part of something. And it's also a great way to get loyal clients and to access these prime users and really get your hotel in front of these amazing guests without necessarily having to, spend a lot of money on brand marketing or try to find ways to acquire new users. And speaking of the Tablet Plus guest on the next slide, so this just gives you a little bit of a snapshot of who our Plus members are. Um, so we have currently more than 27,000 Plus members worldwide. They pay an annual fee of $99. Um, they live in metropolitan areas. They come from different professional backgrounds, business owners, entrepreneurs, restaurateurs, executives in finance and entertainment. We also have many Plus members from American Express card holders from banks outside of the US, as we have a partnership with Amex. Um, and you can see their ADR is higher than non-Plus users, and they travel. Typically, they travel 8 times more than the average US adult. So they are frequent travelers. They are booking more than 3 times a year on Tablet and the Michelin Guide. Um, the majority of our Plus members book premium room categories, and 68% of bookings by Plus members are for Plus hotels. So they are really seeking out the hotels where they will receive the benefit. So, um, if you want to get in front of these amazing users and you're not already a part of Plus, we highly recommend that you join or reach out to us to learn more. And now back to Paulo, who's going to talk about incredible experiences.
All right. So the final pillar for optimizing your conversion rate is an incredible hotel experience. And of course, we know that that includes the booking experience and beyond. So it's not just the hotel stay, but it's also finding your hotel and booking your hotel. So how can you help yourself to make that the best experience possible? You should have updated content, photos, amenities, and policies at all times. So everything is accurate and on par with what our clients will experience. This is going to be very important to create a smooth transition between their experience in booking and staying at the hotel. And most importantly, this is also a factor that can guarantee a great review for the property. So, speaking on reviews, our users, they absolutely rely on us for hotels recommendations, but they also use peer reviews as a decision factor. So, the better your reviews, the higher your score, and the more likely you are to convert a client. So, a little about our feedback score. So, after a guest stay is completed, we send an email to the client requesting their feedback. And once your hotel has three or more reviews that have been published, then the hotel will get a score, and the score goes from 16 to 20. One thing that is important is that we've been working hard to get as many reviews as possible. We think that this is a very important part of the process. And so we updated our feedback questionnaire, and we're seeing great results. We're seeing that the number that we're receiving of reviews is great. And one very important aspect to this and something for your operations is that uh, our customer service team, they reach out to hotels at times when clients have a negative experience. And the idea is prior to having a negative review, for hotels to be able to mitigate that. And a lot of times this is done very well and successfully. And so I think it's important to be aware and be on the lookout for those in case there's something that you can mitigate. And also, uh, as we encourage you to keep your hotel up to date with all the information, we also encourage you to be aware of all the reviews and what the reviews are saying, like what the guests are saying. And if there's anything that you see as a trend, maybe we can talk about it and see how we can make that better. On the next slide, um, go ahead on the next one. Talking about Michelin keys. Along with our user reviews, we also have a team of inspectors that are in the field selecting hotels to be recipients of Michelin keys. We know that being part of our selection is an honor already, and receiving a Michelin key is a way to get an extra distinction. It's similar to how Michelin Restaurant Guide gives stars as awards. Um, some of you know, but hotels can receive one, two, or three keys. And of course, I'm sure that you want to know how your hotel can get a key, right? I don't want to disappoint you, but I need to start by saying that much of the process is sealed and managed by the hotel inspectors, and they're completely anonymous and they are separated from our team and from the business side. I can say that the inspectors are always on the road. They're visiting hotels without any previous notice. They don't identify themselves as inspectors, obviously, and they pay for their own stays like any other guest. Once they review hotels for either being part of the selection or to receive a key, then that information is sent to our business side and announcements are made. So again, how can you get a key, right? Uh, all I can say is that hotels should continue to do their best in providing an exceptional experience all around. And who knows, maybe an inspector will visit you and you will earn that distinction. I can tell you that the reception of Michelin keys by the industry and the media this year has been fantastic. And next year, the idea is to expand on it and award more hotels and destinations. So this can be your year in case you haven't received the key yet. And how do we market that? Like, how do we show that on the site? You can see on the next slide how the keys are displayed on the Michelin Guide site. And also, you can see that that hotel specifically has three keys on top, and there's a lot of marketing that we do around keys as well. So there's a lot of editorial that you can see around keys, and a lot of it the press picks up on it as well. So it's not just something that you can see on our platform, but all across the press. And on the next slide, we can talk about what's next. So uh, Next, we have a sale happening. Nikki mentioned that we have sales and they are really great to help you perform and to convert. So we have sales happening every 2 weeks, and the next sale is from December 16th to the 30th. Again, this is a short sale for travel dates up to 6 months, but this is also negotiable. And the idea is for the hotel to be highlighted, to be part of our carousel, our homepage carousel, to be in newsletters, and to get more bookings in general. Also, going back to the keys, there will be, as I mentioned, more key announcements. And again, be prepared for that inspection anytime and anywhere. And last but not least, and very importantly, we will be celebrating Tablet's 25th anniversary in 2025. So we're going to launch very exciting marketing campaigns for the year. So you should be on the lookout for those as well. And on the next slide, I know we talked about a lot of information, and I know it's a lot to digest and to think in how can I actually improve my listing? And so for that, we created that checklist for you, so you can go over the checklist and see all the actions that you have taken to optimize the partnership. And if there's anything that you haven't done or anything that you have questions on or how to improve, that's something you can contact us and we can work together. I think that's also a very important point here is that you always have someone available to improve the partnership with you. You have your business development managers assigned and your operations managers. So don't be shy about contacting us to see how we can improve production and make the listing better.
And it's really true that the hotels that perform the best are the ones that are most in contact with us. So the hotels that we are connecting with that are really engaged, that are aware of their listing and participating in our programs and sales are, it's not a coincidence that they're performing better. When we do have marketing opportunities or partnerships or things like that, we are obviously going to want to work with the properties that are most engaged with us for those. So that kind of opens up more opportunities as well. If anyone has questions, it looks like we'd have one from Johanna about updating. So the question is, how can we update our information about our hotel on the Tablet and Michelin sites? So if you want to send us an email, we'll put the email address in the chat here. We are happy to update our description or any content that you need to. It looks like this question specifically about a restaurant, but we're happy to update that information. And anything that gets updated on Tablet is also automatically updated on Michelin because the info is identical. I'm gonna put the email address in here.
We also have a question from Michelle. How do we know about future campaigns, such as the 25th anniversary? And, there is interest in participating. We usually send for sales in general. We usually send an email where you have a document that you can go in and provide us the information for the sale. And for the 25th anniversary, we're still thinking on how to go about that specifically. But for sure, once we have a more specific campaign, we will be announcing to hotels and see how we go about it. But most importantly, if there's any interest in participating in any campaign, the idea is to contact your business development manager so they can give you updates on what's available today and in the future for marketing.
Yeah, and I'll also just add to that, we do send periodic newsletters to our hotel community that gives, different company news or campaigns we're working on, opportunities for sales, things like that. I would recommend, so that email comes from that same hotel partnerships address. So I would recommend that you add that to your whitelist or make sure it doesn't go to spam, just so you are receiving those communications. Pay attention to those emails. It usually says checking in is the subject line. So that will generally send you any or inform you about any larger scale campaigns we have going on. And also, it's an easy email to reply to if you do want to join a sale or if you have a question, you can just reply and then your business development manager will respond directly.
Yes. There's also as hoteliers, you have the power to create promotions on the extranet on your own. And I
Yep.
think that that's very important. I would highly recommend that if you want to put forth a great sale for us, you can go in on the extranet and create a promotion through a linked rate and then let us know. Once we know, we go in and we check the promotion and we see it's coming through. Obviously, we're going to be very happy to include those in sales as well or any marketing opportunity that we have. And if you don't know how to do that, we are happy to send a manual of the extranet so you're able to not only create promotions, but also we talked about updating your listing and making sure the amenities are up to date and everything. I think that the manual will be really great for that. So you have the power to do that on your own and not rely on having to email somebody and wait for this to be done.
Yeah. And speaking of the extranet, in the future, the not too distant future, we will have more capabilities in the extranet for your hotel to be able to maybe view tutorials, like if you want to set up a rate but you're not sure how to. We'll have FAQs, we will have news, and articles about some of these campaigns that we're running and how you can join and just a lot more information to engage you there in the extranet as well. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more of a hub than it is now for our hotel partners. Okay. It doesn't seem like there are any other questions. So hopefully this was informative. Hopefully we just covered everything and now you all know. If you do have any questions after we're finished, feel free to reach out to us either at that email address in the chat or directly to your business development manager. We're happy to, as Paulo said, we love to chat one-on-one with our partners and develop a tailored strategy to you and really kind of dig into your specific hotel needs and strategies. So please feel free to reach out. And we're looking forward to a super fun and successful year in 2025. So thank you as always for your partnership. We really appreciate it. And we're grateful that you joined today as well.
For sure. Thank you, everybody. And if we don't speak, happy holidays to everyone.
Yes, happy holidays. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.